I think I'm gonna channel my inner moist critical and just talk about stuff. It's been a while since I've had the chance to just talk, so why don't we talk about esports, the thing I don't pay too much attention to. It's truly amazing to see how the new World's Anthem united everyone. It was unlike anything we had ever seen during Worlds. And that's because everyone agrees that the song is good, but it doesn't feel like an anthem. Really, I'm not the only one to point this out. The chances are you thought the exact same thing. So let's talk about the newest World's Anthem called Star Walkin. First things first, trust me, I would love to play the anthem for you, but it is an official song by Lil Nas X, so it is copyrighted and I ain't touching that. Anyway, when it comes to these videos, normally people are struck by two things. The great animations with a lot of League references, and the great drops of hype anthems have. From these, the animations are undoubtedly great. They are way above your average anime levels. I mean, you can tell they worked on this for a while because of all the Team Liquid references. Those didn't age that well, did they? But that's where the praise kinda stops. The main point of critique is that it never really generates hype. Like, at any moment. If you listen from the start, the beat kicks in and then the song just kinda starts. There is no ramp up or anything like that, which is totally fine for a normal song. But for a World's Anthem, you want a little bit of a punch at the very beginning to hook you in. Compare this to something like Rise, which starts with an excellent ramp that goes into a teasing drop. After the beginning, Star Walking just stays on the same level. Later on, there is a part where you would expect a big drop, maybe with orchestral instruments. But what we got there was a rap part, where the background is turned low so that the rap solo stands out. But in a World's Anthem, you wanna lean into the instruments. Again, I would never downplay Lil Nas X, and in fact, I am no professional musician. I would argue that he is the embodiment of the unexpected in the music industry, and I mean that in the best way. But this time, the unexpected really is not what people expected. Lastly, I believe a lot of people didn't get hooked on the song because the main chorus is not something you can really sing along to. It is very fast, which gives you the feeling of a rap song, with a decently complicated text. The issue is, League players are a bunch of monkeys. If you compare it to just screaming Rise from the top of your lungs, I think you'll start to understand what I'm talking about. The same also applies to other anthems like Warriors. I think that's copyrighted too. But regardless, music is subjective, so literally anything you say is a valid argument. So instead, let's focus on the visual side of this song. As I mentioned, the quality of the animation is great. And still, after watching the video, I want you to tell me one memorable thing that happened. And no, the mechs don't count. Everyone knows there are mechs. That's right, you don't really have anything, do you? That's because, besides the mechs walking forward, nothing really happened. It is literally just a slide presentation of the players. And that's where my issue lies. In the past, every single time we get an Anthem video, we got the players in a fantasy setting representing the champions. There are minor exceptions, but the point is, we always saw the players fighting. Here, we just got the players. And that's because this is not an animation about League. This is an animation about the Worlds, and it just doesn't hit the same. As I mentioned, there is nothing fantasy about this. All of this is happening in real world, which, to be fair, also appeared in some of the other anthems, but there, the fantasy was still thriving. Compare this to something like Rise, where the players are going through a fantasy setting that is based on League of Legends. Or Ignite, which is simply an animation about League of Legends. Same goes for Take Over, where you can see the players fighting as the champions. And how many of you remember Road to the Cup? An animation from 2013 which didn't have its own song, but it was legendary in the way it portrayed League. So going back to Star Walking, it shows the players but without context, you don't really know what game it is in. This could be a Counter-Strike tournament or Fall Guys tournament for all I know. In the previous anthems, you are immediately hit by references from League of Legends. And you know what's the first thing you see in this anthem? At the 12th second mark, Mercedes. Remember that character from the video game League of Legends? Well, I hope you do, because that is literally the first thing you see here. And it is not until 1 minute and 40 seconds that we finally see Azir. This is then followed by the other mechs, which are Thresh, which looks amazing, Rel, which also looks absolutely gorgeous, same as Twisted Fate. I really love the aesthetics. There is also a reference to Gangplank's ship, the Dreadway. You can see it here. I know it could have been the real ship from the fantasy setting, but nope, it's a normal boring ship with Dreadway written on it. And then comes the best part. They all face each other. And they stand there for a few seconds. Then they all make a move and the action starts. I mean, it starts slowly, it takes a while because they are all mechs and they are big and they move very slowly. And then after all the wind-ups, it ends. Which is supposed to be like a teaser for Worlds, because you know, that's where all the battles are going to happen. But what this means is that this video had no action at all. And I mean none. How is this supposed to hype people up? Should we really point at Rise again? No, we can point at any other anthem. All the other ones always teased the action. The videos showed you what League of Legends was about. It showed you all the intense battles. After watching this video, I learned that League of Legends is about Mercedes, oversimplifying the Summoners Cup, and staring contests. Admittedly, there is also a really cool sequence where all the players are introduced. You can see how they are introduced alongside with the mechs. And that part really feels like a proper part of a Gundam series. Which is a shame, since it was followed by nothing. Just everyone standing beside each other. But here's the thing, I can't tell which one came first. The song or the animation? Did they get the song first and they had to tune the animations down to fit the low vibes? If that's the case, I don't think that was the best call, because it's not generating hype. But then again, I'm not sure if having an all-action animation for this song specifically would really fit together. Or is it possible that both the song and the animation were developed separately and they were just edited to fit together? I mean, all of these questions are not really that important. The outcome is obvious regardless. Everyone stands united. Everyone shares the same view, like a hive mind trying to crack the world's worst problems. And the problem at hand is... the anthem didn't generate enough hype. But it was a good song. I legitimately don't know anyone who would actually hate the song. And if you don't believe me, go no further than Reddit, where everyone is vocal about the fact that, yeah, the song is good, but it doesn't fit a Worlds anthem. This spiraled into a lot of people posting about it, people covering the song in different genres, and even Lil Nas X replying himself. Which, I know it has to suck that you don't get the appreciation you deserve for your hard work. Trust me, I know I'm a YouTuber, the videos you work the hardest on are never the most successful, but it's great that he's taking it with a bit of humor. Because again, nobody is saying that the song is bad. It just didn't exactly fit the environment. I mean, I've been with this game since the very beginning, and I remember when people said that Ignite didn't really fit a Worlds anthem. What am I supposed to say about this now? So overall, a great animation style, but not enough action is the final verdict. Also, maybe try to hide the commercial parts a bit more. At this point, it's ridiculous that YouTubers have to disclose that they are sponsored and corporations can just avoid the entire system. And for the love of God, don't get rid of the original Summoners Cup. It was legendary. But you know, that's not even the worst offense. You tease some really awesome mecha skins and you give them emotes, and you don't even turn them into real skins besides just Azir? They look awesome! I wanna see them in game! So yeah, that's about it. See ya.